All right, hello everybody. Well, I know I'm a tad late. I apologize for that. Um, hey, Code 66 Gaming, Australian camels, huh? Um, can you hear me? Hopefully, you can hear me. I'm just and if you can like and share the stream as well. Um, I'm sorry. I know I'm a tad late. Basically, my computer is starting to finally um break down. Basically, it's still serviceable for a little while longer, but I went out had to get out and buy a new computer today. So, opinion on Billy Camet. I will be stick around for a while gaming. I'll be covering that story a little later on. Um, Code 066 Gaming. I heard he passed away. I'll be going over that in the art in the Founding in the Comics article a little later. So we got two people here. So I'll wait a few more minutes. Let's see, Jason. Yo, hey, haven't seen you in a while, Jason. How you been? Hopefully everything's been well. Um, hopefully you're doing well there. And if you guys can like and share the stream, then see if we can get some more friendly people in here. That'd be very appreciated. Anyways, yeah. So let's see. We got two people here, two maybe three people here. So I guess it's a good time to go over um what we'll be doing tonight. I guess we'll be getting going here. So we got 9 articles to go over, plus a little bit of wrestling news. 5 from CBR, 4 from Founding in the Comics. The 5 from CBR all comic related. The 4 articles from Bounding in the Comics, all anime related. One of which is, of course, Billy Camet's situation, his passing. Um, let's see now. So, among the stories we'll be, of course, talking about will include some new Power Ranger art that was reimagining the original team, as well as from Dynamite. Yeah, that was from Boom Studios. From Dynamite Entertainment, we got a new James Bond comic coming out. Let's see. Webtoon apologizes for insulting its creators. The tone deaf ad. Uh, we're gonna look at Marvel's multimedia Captain America mystery. Um, and then Comixology addresses ongoing reader problems amidst all that as well. And then also, oops, no, we didn't do that. Also, on the anime side of things, we will be looking at, of course, um, season 2 of Vinland Saga gets a release. We get the first official clips of Cyberpunk from Netflix and Studio Trigger. Of course, as mentioned before, Billy Camet's passing from colon cancer. And Crunchyroll announces international theatrical release dates for Dragon Ball Super. So we'll be getting into all that here in a moment. All right, let's see. Oh, we have a number of other comments. Okay. Um, should there be more Canadian anime dubs? Um, I don't know. I haven't. I haven't heard anything being sent up to Vancouver or Calgary in a while, Jason. I know Blue Water hasn't been dubbing anything for the last 2 or 3 years, and Oceans. While some of the Ocean studios, the people right out of Vancouver might still be doing some voice work, it's not for anime. Right now, it seems like a lot of stuff's being sent to LA or Dallas for dubbing when they're getting the licensing. So, let's see. Prediction on Chainsaw Man release. When I hear it's a pretty good anime, it's going to probably. He streams every Sunday. Well, he probably did, but I don't know if he'd be doing that now. Subs over dubs always. Hey, solid. And if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream and help see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be very appreciated. Anyways, we got at least 3, 4, we got 3, maybe up to 5 people in here. So why don't we go ahead and get started with the show here. All right, so here's the first article. Get into. I have to step away from the computer for a moment as Chloe is needing attention. Apparently, I will be right back, but I will leave you guys some music to keep you company with here. All right, I'm back. Hope everybody's still here. Alrighty then. Um, all right. Stunning Mighty Morphin Power Rangers art reimagines the original team as modern day teens. Let me just see if people come back. Okay. Okay. Cover art for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 100 by Miguel Mercado transforms the eponymous heroes into modern day teenagers with attitude. Article by John Dodge, published 22 hours ago. Here we go. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have been given a modern spin in 5 upcoming variant covers celebrating their milestone 100th issue. Let's see. Boom Studios unveiled a series of variant covers for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 100 by acclaimed artist Miguel Mercado, Amazing Spider-Man, Magic the Hidden Planeswalker, I guess some of the other titles he's worked on before. These 5 covers feature the original members of the Mighty Morphin lineup, all reimagined as modern-day teens. Covers see Jason Lee Scott, Kimberly Ann Hart, Trini Kwan, Zach Taylor, and Billy Cranston, all still sporting their respective Ranger colors, despite being decked out in their civilian gear. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 100 will be written by Ryan Parrott and illustrated by series artists Marco Rena and Moises Hidalgo. Here's there's Jason, there's Kimberly, Zach and Trini, and Billy. The upcoming 100th issue marks Parrott's exit from the main series and is slated to feature a whole host of returning artists. Subsequent variant covers are set to be provided by Ben Bernardo, Mighty Morphin, Goni Montes from The Vampire Slayer, Mike Del Mundo from Hulk, Tyler Kirkham from Berserker. That Berserker is the Keanu Reeves comic. And Inuk Lee Venom from Venom. While Dan Mora from Batman Superman World's Finest provides the issue's main cover art. Boom Studios also announced that each copy of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 100 will contain one of 10 different collectible trading cards featuring the Rangers and various fan favorite villains. This 100th issue is just one of several milestones for the Power Rangers, with the main television franchise quickly approaching its 30th anniversary. Hasbro has reportedly reached out to the remaining members of the original series to return for an anniversary special in celebration of the occasion, including Austin St. John as Jason Lee Scott, Red Ranger. Now, I don't know if Austin St. John will be able to attend, because I don't know if some of you had heard he'd actually got caught up in some legal issues recently. I think over some tax issues. Amy Jo Johnson as Kimberly Hart, the Pink Ranger, Walter Jones as Zach Taylor, the Black Ranger, and David Yost as Billy Cranston, Blue Ranger, and of course the original Yellow Ranger, Thuy Tran, who played Trini Kwan, will also not be in attendance. Will not be in attendance, as she, of course, passed away back in I think the 90s. She was involved in a car accident. So this would mark the first time that the classic lineup has returned for an on-set reunion since 1994, which saw the original Red, Yellow, and Black Rangers depart from the series. Yeah, I think around that time, Thuy Tran had actually gotten a role in the movie The Crow. It was either The Crow or The Crow 2 she was in. The 30th anniversary special is also being considered by some as the end of an era, with Netflix having confirmed their own Power Rangers projects coming soon in partnership with Hasbro-owned Entertainment One. The end of the Bleeping World creator Jonathan Entwistle is currently slated to helm Netflix's Power Rangers universe. Quote, Since we set up Power Rangers with Jonathan, we pitched really a whole world approach. Quote, E1 president of Global Television, Michael Lombardo, said about the project, it's not just one show. It is shows followed by films, some kids programming. We have found a great writing partner for him. They are off, knock on wood. Netflix is excited. We're excited. We hope to have some news soon. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 100 will go on sale in stores in September 2022 from Boom Studios. So there we go with that one. Okay. All right, here we go with the next article. All right, sorry about that, guys. As I was saying earlier, my computer's been a little wacky today, so hell Shadowhawk talks in the chat. Yeah, so hopefully, as I said, my computer's a little whacked in the transition. I've got a new one. I just got to finish setting it up. But right now, I'm still using my older one, which of course is problems with the mouse has been going on for a while now. But anyways, getting ready to move on to the so let's get ready to share the next screen. And get ready to move on to the next story here. So 1837. Okay. So I guess we're making good time this far. All right, so here we go. Exclusive. James Bond new mission throws 007 into a major conspiracy full of gadgets and love interests. CBR has an exclusive preview of Dynamite's new 007, which throws James Bond into a new mission full of gadget, love interests, and more. Article by Brandon Schwer, published 11 hours ago. James Bond is headed out on his latest mission that's sure to be full of high-tech gadgetry, love interest, international espionage, and more in a new 007 series. Let's see. CBR has an exclusive preview of Dynamite Entertainment's 007, which comes from writer Philip Kennedy Johnson, who also wrote for Action Comics Alien, and artist Marco Finnegan. The series, which is slated to begin in August, follows Bond as he tackles a new mission involving a major conspiracy he becomes caught in the middle of. The synopsis reads, the most famous spy in fiction returns to heat up the summer comic season with a thrilling tale of double agents, assassins, old flames, and heaps of intrigue. James Bond, finds himself outplayed with a metaphorical bad hand on a Russian excursion, um, forced to eliminate an asset he was meant to extract. A shootout with his enemy counterparts leaves Bond with more questions than answers. Questions about their American accents, their bleeding edge technology, and most importantly, how they seem to know so much about him. Unquote. And there's 20 images here from the book. Black and white, of course. Oh, we got what is that, borderline color there. Look at that. Bond gets the girl, as he always does. All right, get it. Anyway. Quote, art-wise, I am trying to match the tone set by Johnson, in brackets, which is more of 007 by way of, in brackets, author John Le Carre. So I am looking for more subtlety in the storytelling, especially in the character acting bits, which is fun for me since I get to lean on my comic strip influences, Caniff, Sickles, Williamson, and Starr, unquote. Finnegan told CBR about working on the series. "007 will bring back some returning fan favorite James Bond characters, while also introducing readers to some new faces, such as Gwen Gann, a new love interest for Bond, who can potentially go toe to toe with him out in the field. Quote, contributing to the generations long saga of James Bond is a great honor and a ton of fun, unquote, Johnson previously told Dynamite. Quote, Marco and I are going to give readers all the things um, all the things that make them love Bond. The action and physicality, the tech, the sense of style, the inherent coolness in Bond's every word and action, but we're also bringing some things they haven't seen before. We've seen plenty of special agent James Bond, but we don't often see much spycraft in what he does. That's an element that sometimes gets lost, and I want to bring it back without giving up the car chases or bone crunching action. We're also introducing some characters that I'm super excited for readers to meet. Characters who put some intriguing new spins on readers' expectations. 007 is currently available for pre-order, for subscriptions at previews Um, world cover art comes from Tommy Lee Edwards, Mark Aspinall, Sue Lee, and Mark Lanning. The issue releases on August 3rd from Dynamite. Right, so getting ready to move on to the next article here. Hey, Woody. Alright. Webtoon apologizes for insulting its creators with a tone deaf ad. Webtoon apologizes to comic creators via its Twitter account for putting a tone deaf ad calling comics, quote, literature's fun side hustle, unquote. Article by Brennan Schwer, published 9 hours ago. Webtoon has apologized to comic creators following a controversial ad was photographed and posted on Twitter. On June 14th, yesterday, a photo of a Webtoon ad began circulating on Twitter. The wording on the ad read, quote, comics are literature's fun side hustle, unquote. Following backlash from the comics community, I guess they didn't like it being called a hustle, even if it's just a side hustle. It's like, I think the implication there is they're saying that that literature is hustle and comics are a side hustle. Let's see. Following backlash from the comics community, Webtoon posted an apology for the ad via its Twitter account. Quote, to every creator in our community today, we apologize, unquote, the post reads. We want the world to know that comics are for everyone, that everyone who loves great stories in any format will also love your comics. But our ad copy missed the mark. So admitting to an honest mistake there, I guess. Mistake in judgment. Here's the tweet right there. Quote, we live and breathe comics every day. They aren't a side hustle, a second choice, or an afterthought. They are what we live for. Creators are the foundation of Webtoon. We are as passionate about your stories as you are, and fully appreciate the time and effort put into your comics. I think there are some, granted, most of the comic creators I know, it's not a side hustle for them, it is a passion. But that doesn't necessarily mean there aren't some who aren't using comics to try to, go to quote unquote the next level, as it were. Screenwriting. We've heard a few people talk about that, Yellow Flash in particular. We will get these updated as soon as possible and review all feedback, unquote. The photo of the ad was noticed and called out by several creators and others within the comics community prior to Webtoon's apology. Yeah. So. Comics are, so here are some tweets here that you can see. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of comic book creators do not take too kindly to that description. Let me go back and see. Webtoon is home to thousands of creator-owned content and comics created by artists and storytellers um, from all over the world. The online publisher houses a number of original titles as well as some based on iconic characters within the DC universe. In April, DC and Webtoon announced new Vixen NYC by writer Jasmine Walls and lead artist Mamoru Azumi. Red Hood Outlaws by writer Patrick R. Young with art by Nico Baskunin, and Zatanna and the Ripper by writer Sarah Deely and lead artist Cyro. Series that will release throughout 2022. Webtoon has also recently launched its call to action contest, which gives upcoming creators a chance to win $50,000 and offer to become Webtoon Originals creator and more. So there we go with that one. There we go with that. Let me go ahead and anyways, we'll get to this in a moment here. Did anybody else show up yet? Best JoJo villain? I'd say the original Dio Brando. 3. All right. Back up to 3 now, but let me just go and remind people that I'm on. All right. Anyway, getting back to this now. Yeah. Let's see. By those chickens. Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of creators, as I said, probably didn't care too much for that particular characterization. Anyways, Marvel's multimedia Captain America mystery is designed for fans to solve before Steve Rogers. Captain America's biggest mystery yet is one that Marvel has given fans the chance to solve before Steve Rogers gets a chance to. Article by John Dodge, published 8 hours ago. Marvel Universe's latest riddle is one for the fans to solve before Captain America himself does. Marvel promised fans that they will get a chance to be the first ones to solve the sprawling mystery currently unfolding in Captain America Sentinel of Liberty. Written by the duo of Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, King the Conqueror and Devil's Reign, Winter Soldier, and featuring cover and interior art by Carmen Nunez Carnero from Captain Marvel X-Men Red. The series has embroiled its titular hero in a conspiracy centered around his own iconic shield. Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 4, written by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, art and cover by Carmen Carnero, on sale September 7th. Steve Rogers returns to New York with more questions than answers about the origin of the Shield, only to discover that Bucky knows more about the sinister outer circle than Steve realized. And now something is stalking Captain America through the streets of Manhattan, putting everyone who crosses paths with Steve in danger. An announcement made by Marvel ahead of the series' debut promised, quote, eagle-eyed readers of the series might just be able to uncover information about the mystery before Cap does. Some clues have already dropped. Some will emerge in the coming months, and readers can see for themselves just how shocking and far-reaching this mysterious saga will be in the cover to September's Captain America Sentinel of Liberty number 4. Seeds for the story were planted in the pages of Captain America number 0, by Lansing, Kelly, Toki Onebuchi, and artist Mattia de Lulis. Which acted as an introduction to both Sentinel of Liberty and the concurrently running Captain America Symbol of Truth, while the former has dragged Steve into one thrilling tale. The latter sees Sam Wilson embark on his own investigation into a separate conspiracy. The series has also seen the return of White Wolf, adopted estranged and malevolent brother of none other than the Black Panther himself. All right, I'm going to step away from the computer for just a moment here. I'll be right back. I'll go ahead and leave you guys some music to listen to while I'm away. Anyways, I'm back now. All right, sorry about that, guys. Some issues with my computer again. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. Now I'm back up. Anyway, all right. So, anyways, let's finish. Okay. Anyways, sorry. This guy's. Ah. Anyways, I'm just trying to get some of the stuff fixed here because of. actually what I probably should do why I'm why I'm getting this all fixed. I'll put some music on for you guys while I'm trying to get my stuff reset. All right, sorry about that, guys. I've been having issues with my computer. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm back now. Let's see. Got a whole of a field of stuff. Um, yeah. Anyways, let me bring up that article now. Sorry about all this time that I ended up having to waste there. Got a whole lot to scale to tell. A whole lot. Yeah, now, anyways, um, getting back to the article here. An announcement made by Marvel ahead of the series' debut promised eagle-eyed readers of the series might just be able to uncover information about the mystery before Captain himself does. Some clues have already dropped, some will emerge in the coming months. The readers can see for themselves just how shocking and far-reaching this mysterious saga will be in the cover of September's Captain America Sentinel of the 4. Um, the seeds for this story were planted um, in the pages of Captain America number 0 by Lansing. All right, so oh yeah, we had actually read all that. Sorry about that. Lansing previously commented on the secret history of Captain America's shield and its impact on the series, saying, "quote It has not meant what we all thought it meant." Unquote. He continued, "quote What secrets does it hold, and what stories does the shield unlock once we understand the core, fundamental truth at the heart of the issue? That's the book. That's where all the drama and all the new villains are going to form out of taking this symbol that we see everywhere, rethinking it, and revealing the core truth behind it. Fans can dig into the mystery for themselves in the pages of Captain America Sentinel of Liberty number 1, on sale now from Marvel Comics. So, anyways, there we go with that one. And we have one more comic article, and then we'll get to the anime articles. So, with that. So, let's get to this last comic article before moving on to the anime related articles. Coming up on an hour mark, so. Comixology addresses ongoing reader problems with list of upgrades and fixes. Comixology promises a dedicated web reader, improved comic sorting and downloads, as well as other fixes coming in the very near future. Article by Jeremy Blum, published 4 hours ago. Comixology's Twitter account shared a list of upcoming updates designed to bring the comic reading app back to its level of usability before its integration with Amazon. Well, we've been combing through your feedback and continue to be grateful for all the comics lovers out there. We understand that the current experience um, needs improvements, and want you to know that we're looking hard to get those out the door as quickly as possible. Unquote. The account tweeted in a thread stating that the beta version of a new web reader was incoming, as well as superior filtering for the comics um, in the Kindle library app, improved searching on the Amazon storefront, and several other improvements. Um, Quote, while far from a complete list, um, far from a complete list, these are just a few things we've been working on. Unquote. The thread continued. Without specifying a timeline for the improvements, quote, we know there's a lot that needs to be done to improve um, the comicsology experience, and we have many more initiatives we'll share soon. Unquote. Comicsology fully integrated its previously separate storefront into the main Amazon site in February, coinciding with the new release of its app. Both the integration and the app were widely lambasted for removing several key features. Chief among these was the deletion of Comicsology's dedicated desktop reader, with customers instead being encouraged to use a desktop Kindle app. Many social media users pointed out that the app was designed to prose books, but ill-equipped to handle the double-page spreads um, of comic books. I think what they're saying is that the Kindle site's not equipped to handle books that use both sides of the page, basically. Other stories of Comixology customers outside the United States experiencing difficulty in reading their purchases or losing access to hundreds of books simply because they preferred not to merge their accounts circulated across Twitter. Multiple industry creators, ranging from Gail Simone to Kieran Gillen, called the migration frustrating and poorly planned. Following the panned move, Comixology admitted that the integration had been, quote, far from seamless, unquote, and announced that the fixes were coming as soon as possible. Improved book resolution, additional search filters, and other small improvements were instituted in late March. Amidst the controversy, former Comixology CEO David Steinberger, who co-founded the company in 2007, announced his departure in March to pursue other roles within Amazon. Comixology was purchased by the tech giant in 2014 and largely left separate until 2022. All right, so there we go with that one. Hopefully everybody's still here. Anyways, let's get ready to move on to the next set of articles on bounding into comics. The anime portion of our coverage. And we got 4 stories to cover here. Alrighty then, let's get to this. Vinland Saga Season 2 gets first trailer, new key visual, and official release date. Article by Nerdigans Inc. Published yesterday, the anime and manga sections. The return of Thorin is on the horizon as animation production studio Mappa has officially revealed that the first trailer and key visual, as well as an official release date for the highly anticipated second season of Vinland Saga. Taking over production duties from Wit Studios, Mappa gave fans their first look at the upcoming return of the animated adaptation of Yukimura Makoto's award-winning historical manga during the June 8th livestream event, hosted by On Studio Twin Engine's YouTube channel, with whom Mappa shares a working partnership. Adapted from the award-winning historical manga by Yukimura Makoto, the second season of Vinland Saga is set to adapt the second major storyline of the series, the Slave Arc, or as the Vinland Saga fandom calls it, the Farmland or Farm Arc. Divided into sections, the trailer first is Guilt of Beast, referring to the remorse felt by Thorfinn, character voice provided by Yuto Uemura, who is Sun Eater in My Hero Academia, and Atsushi Nakajima in Bungo Stray Dogs, for all the murders he committed during his time fighting alongside Axelad and Canute. Following a series of quick flashbacks to these events, the trailer then shows a beaten-up Thorfinn waking up on the farm. Now finds himself enslaved to work on. Titled Rebelling Souls, the next section sees a guest of the farm and bodyguards who are meant to help keep the land safe and in order, named Fox, taking the boss's son to kill a slave as a rite of passage. Since Thorfinn has lost the will to live, he volunteers as tribute. However, the young master finds himself too scared to do the deed himself. So Fox takes it upon himself to accept Thorfinn's offer and give credit to his charge. Fox then proceeds to slash Thorfinn multiple times, which the enslaved protagonist silently takes without even so much as a blink. Wow, that's kind of interesting. We are also introduced to Thorfinn's fellow slave and eventual friend, Einar, voiced by Shinsuke Takuchi, who was Revolver in Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, who, unbeknownst to the young warrior, is set to play a bigger role in his life than expected. Introductions continue in the next section, quote unquote, their wills, wherein we come face to face with the owner of the farm, Ketil, and his sons, the swordsman Thorgil, voiced by Titan Kusunoki, who is Ibuki and Beasters, and the timid heir to the farm itself, Orman, voiced by Yu Hayashi, who provided the voice of Ino Takuma in Jujutsu Kaisen. Next up is a section, quote, induce a dark shadow, unquote, which opens with Kettle and Thorgil wanting to meet King Canuter, um, who has taken over in the stead of his father, King Harold's death, for what the former expects to be agricultural negotiations. It then cuts to show Leaf, uh, character voiced by Yoji Ueda, who was Robert E.O. Speedwagon in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series, and his aptly named son, Bug Eyes, inquiring with Kettle about the whereabouts of the enslaved Thorfinn. As it turns out, prior to arriving to Kettle's farm, Einar was one of the many slaves who crossed paths with Leif in his search for the enslaved Thorfinn. What a small world! What a small world indeed. In the next section, quote, with the flame left behind, the trailer flashes back to the moment where Einar arrived at Kettle's farm, wherein, faced with the gap in the status between him and Kettle, he stares in awe of the vast lands that his new master owns. Um, uh, that last sentiment is further reinforced by one of the trailer's next scenes, um, wherein Thorfinn and Einar are shown to be engaging in the backbreaking work of cutting down a forest, trees, in order to cultivate um, and harvest the land. Things heat up in the next section, quote unquote, the sin, as another of Kettle's farm guests, Snake, character voice Fuminori Komatsu, who voiced John Pierre Polnareff in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series, attempts to strike down Thorfinn with Fox's sword. However, much to even his own surprise, Thorfinn almost automatically responds by blocking the strike. Impressed, Snake says that this reaction is that Thorfinn's body wants to live. Next scene in the trailer shows Thorfinn, in another visual metaphor for his guilt, surrounded by the corpses of all the people he killed over his time with Askeladd. As the final section, quote unquote, the anger reveals, begins, King Canute um, is shown assessing the state of the battlefield following the declaration of his truce with Edric. To this end, Canute demands that in order for there to be peace in America, Edric must assassinate King Ethelred. Otherwise, Canute warns he'll have America burnt to the ground to curb his opponent's power. Anybody else show up? No, I guess. Not one to be left out of the festivities, Thorkel, voiced by Akio Otsuka, Solid Snake, who voiced Solid Snake Metal Gear Solid series, makes a last-minute appearance to voice his anger to Canute over the truth of America. Specifically, Thorkel is furious that he has been ordered by the king to retreat from battle without having claimed the head of his enemy's commander, Edric. Finally, at the end of the trailer, we're introduced to one of the series' most important characters, Hild, a hunter with an intense grudge against Thorfinn for his killing of her father. Hild swears to be the one holding to be accountable to his recently taken vow of absolute nonviolence. Notably, as manga readers may have noticed, and anime-only fans should be made aware of, Thorin's design in the above trailer differs from Makoto's original design for his appearance during this arc. In the manga, Thorfinn is significantly thinner, his hair is longer, and has facial hair growing in, whereas in the anime, he's sporting an overall healthier look than one would expect of a slave. Yeah, that may have been a cost-cutting measure for that. That's probably what that is. Alongside the trailer, Mappa released a brand new key visual depicting the season's core cast against the golden fields of Kettle's farm. Further, the studio revealed that the season would begin streaming January 2023 on Amazon Prime. Are you excited for the second season of Vinland Saga anime adaptation? There's no good. Well, it sounds like a very interesting series. Let me get to this. Check a couple things. So we got some people back, huh? Anyways, I'm going to step away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. I'll leave you guys some music to listen to. All right, I'm back. Let's see. I see there was. Hey, Rick. Thanks for dropping in. I've been having issues tonight with my computer, so but I did get a new one today. Um, thanks for dropping in. I'll continue on with the articles here now. Here's the next one. We got two more articles to read through, and then all right. So here we go. Netflix and Studio Trigger drop um, first official clip of Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime in action. Article on Nerdigans published yesterday. So here we go. It's time to head back to Night City as Netflix and Studio Trigger have given audiences their first official look at the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 anime spin-off, Cyberpunk Edge, Edge Runners. Let me see. We're already an hour 21, so might want to hurry along a little bit here then. Okay. Based on CD Projekt's ambitious video game of the same name, the upcoming series made its visual debut on June 8th as part of Netflix's Geeked Week. So I believe that was last Wednesday, a week ago. An annual event hosted by the streaming giant and dedicated to providing new info on their upcoming geek culture related productions. Marking the first time Cyberpunk Edge Runners has been show off in motion. Studio Trigger began their appearance at the event by unveiling the series' first teaser trailer. The trailer itself begins with a glimpse of the ordinary street life of the series protagonist David. Before transitioning to a shot of the city center, which according to the Cyberpunk 2077 official database entry, quote, if you stand um, in the middle of Corpo Plaza and observe what's around you, um, all the breathtaking mega buildings, office blocks, bars, clubs, architectural wonders, and dazzling neon signs, it's hard to believe that only a few decades ago, the area looked like a smoldering battlefield. In the aftermath of the Fourth Corporate War and the nuclear attack on Arasaka Tower. Quote, as anyone with a pair of optics can see, unquote, it continues, quote, City Center was fully rebuilt, surpassing even its former glory, a more modern and cutting-edge architecture. It serves one purpose, the one purpose only, to flaunt the city's economic power and prove that Night City is freer than ever before. Following a brief look at the series, um, action direction, the teaser then introduces Lucy, one of the series' main net runners, an in-universe name for highly skilled time gun-for-hire hackers. Teaser then concludes on another montage of action, this time featuring a number of bloody fights taking place within the borders of Santo Domingo. Studio Trigger also released a brief clip centered on the Maelstrom gang, wherein David watches on as Lucy, with a little help from a well armed ally, holds them accountable for their criminal activities and forcefully frees a group of people they're keeping hostage. Finally, Netflix unveiled the first of a series of behind-the-scenes looks at the show's development, which featured not only commentary on the process from key CD Projekt Red staff members who are involved in the project, but also first look stills, the concept art, and a scene breakdown of Lucy's above fight with the Nelson Group. According to the production team, future behind the series videos will cover other aspects of the show and feature extra insight from the members of Studio Trigger. Also presented as part of Geek Week, part of the Geek Week event, um, was a new key visual um, for the series, drawn by Cyberpunk Edge Runner's chief character designer Yoshinari. Um, the image provides full body looks at both David and Lucy, as well as confirmation that the um, ambitious series will debut on Netflix this September. As per a press release from Netflix, Cyberpunk Edge Runners tells a standalone 10-episode story about a street kid trying to survive in a technology and body modification obsessed city of the future. Unquote. Quote, having everything to lose, he chooses to stay alive by becoming an edge runner, a mercenary outlaw, often known as a cyberpunk. Unquote. The synopsis concludes. What are your thoughts on the first look at Cyberpunk Edge Runners? Do you think it's worth um, the renewing your Netflix for? Let us know your thoughts. All right, so here's the one I was alluding to earlier tonight. We did hear about this past few days. Finally, which is the passing of Billy Cammett, voice actor Billy Cammett. So here we go. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and the Rising of the Shield Hero voice actor Billy Hammett passes away following battle with stage 4 colon cancer. Article by Nerdigan published earlier today. I know this happened within the last few days. Um, Anime and video game voice actor Billy Hammett, whose credits across both gaming and anime include appearances in such popular media as Rising of the Shield Hero, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Persona 5, and he was in the Naruto franchise as well. I believe he was Metal Lee in Naruto Next Generation. Has passed away during due to stage 4 colon cancer at the age of 35. The revelation of the voice actor's tragic death came on June 11th, which is over the weekend from Saturday, when in an update to his GoFundMe page, Hammett's convention agent um, a quote unquote Ginny McManus announced that quote Billy left us earlier this week unquote. Adding to the heartbreaking news is the fact that this development came roughly just 1 month after he received his initial diagnosis, and we had reported on that previously. Quote, I am going to close this GoFundMe formally on Tuesday, June 14th to allow for final thoughts and donations, exclaimed McManus. Quote, anything contributed that wasn't already used for Billy's treatments will go toward his celebration of life and funeral, unquote. She further asserted that, quote, the family would equally love contributions to the colon cancer coalition in Billy's honor, if you prefer that, unquote, before turning to tell fans, quote, most importantly, I hope you know how appreciated you all were and how much strength you provided, unquote. Quote, Billy and I would regularly share thoughts of disbelief and joy at the outpouring of generosity you all gave him, unquote. McManus recalled, know that he left this world peacefully, knowing how loved he is and always will be, unquote. She ultimately concluded, quote, I miss my friend terribly, but it comforts me that his legacy will continue with his work and all of the fans who are even now discovering what an extraordinary man he was. However, despite her wish to close the GoFundMe on June 14th, quote, chatter, we're seeing various places online, unquote, prompted McManus and Camet's family to temporarily extend it in order, quote, to first send out this note from Camet's family regarding the memorial events this week, unquote. Um, alongside, quote, alongside the incredible outpouring of love for Billy, we've started to receive questions from fans who would like to attend this week's various Pennsylvania memorial services in his honor, unquote, said the family. Uh, quote, we understand and appreciate many of you are also grieving, but ask that you remember the family and close loved ones are still entitled to their privacy as they mourn. This is a very solemn and heartbreaking week for all of us, and your compassion and understanding are appreciated. To that end, Camet's family explained that an upcoming viewing for the voice actor is intended only for immediate friends and family with no public attendance desired, while simultaneously asking local fans who wanted to pay their respects to instead attend his Catholic burial mass, and those who, quote, don't live in the immediate vicinity um, to stream his various services. Further, McManus noted that families, quote, would especially love to see donations in his name to the Colon Cancer Coalition, CCC. In a YouTube video shared by the actor prior to his passing, Kametz described his cancer diagnosis as a, quote, freak of nature, that thing that happened, unquote, all that while assuring fans that he was, quote, staying really positive, and that's the biggest reason I wanted to make this video, unquote. Quote, it's just to let you know that I have so much support, so much positivity surrounding me, said the voice actor. Quote, I just want to let you guys know that I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to stop fighting, and I'm gonna get through this, unquote. Maybe it was just God's way of saying it was time for him to. Maybe God needed him up in heaven, you know. Anyways, before I continue this, of course, I'm gonna step away from the computer. Hey, Robert. Let's see. Just dropped in to share the good news of Xenu to my fellow big fans. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to step away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. anyways, I'm back now. Anyways, let's get back to the article here. A seasoned voice actor, Hamet's more iconic anime roles included Naofumi Iwatani, right in the shield hero, which, as I recall, was the lead character. So they had to replace kind of a similar situation that happened when Doug Erholt had to replace Michael Lindsay, who had ultimately passed way back in 2011, I believe. Um, you know, replaced Michael Lindsay as the voice of Kankuro uh, in Naruto. So let's see. Yosuke Higashikata in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Gallo and Promare, Rui and Demon Slayer, and Osomatsu in the recent revival of Mr. Osomatsu, as well as, of course, Metal Lee in Boruto, Naruto Next Generation. In the world of video games, Kametz may be best known for his performance as Ferdinand von Aegir in Fire Emblem Three Heroes, Takuto Maruki in Persona 5 Royal, and guest character Raito Kuzunoha in the HD remaster of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. Quote, anyone who has met Billy Kametz will tell you he is one of the warmest, kindest, most sincere human beings on the earth, unquote. Wrote McManus in the initial GoFundMe campaign description, quote, quick to laugh with his infectious smile. He brings joy to everyone around him, whether that is a room full of friends, family, gracious fans at conventions, or most recently, the nurses and doctors who attended to him in the hospital, unquote. All right. So with that, I'm gonna I'm gonna do a quick moment of silence in honor of him. His passing. Billy Kametz passes away yesterday at the age of 35. So I'm gonna do a moment of silence, and we will move on. Okay. So now with that, have one more anime article to go through. Uh, uh. All right, so here's the last article we'll read through tonight. Let's see, Crunchy. Let's see. Let me just check the time here. Yeah, an hour 40. At the rate we're going, probably will get over, probably get to 2 hours, maybe even beyond. Um, anyways, Crunchyroll announced its international theatrical release dates for Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Article by Nerdigans published earlier today. Crunchyroll and Toei Animation have officially confirmed a number of global theatrical releases, including those for North America, for the newest film in Akira Toriyama's blockbuster franchise Dragon Ball Super Superhero. As announced on June 14th, the Z Fighters' latest outing will begin hitting international screens on August 18th, starting with Australia, New Zealand, and various South American countries. Mexico, Brazil, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, Central America, Ecuador, Bolivia, Uruguay, Paraguay. The initial round of premieres will be followed by the films released in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland, South Africa, Zambia, Vietnam in the next day. One week later, the film will start the rest of its trek across Southeast Asia, opening in India, Indonesia on August 26th, Malaysia and Brunei on August 30th, and the Philippines on August 31st. At the turn of the month, Dragon Ball Super Superhero lands in Singapore on September 1st, Taiwan on September 8th, South Korea on September 15th, finally Thailand, Hong Kong, and Macau on September 29th. All right, so let me see here because I don't know if they gave the. Oh, I don't know. Oh, August 18th, and then August 18th and 19th is when the first set of premieres will be happening. In addition to these dates, Toei has promised that, quote, additional global release dates for Dragon Ball Super Superheroes theatrical release will be announced soon. Further, in regards to its Western release, Dragon Ball Super Superhero will offer both dub and sub screenings, as well as IMAX screenings in select US-based theaters. Alongside this news, Crunchyroll also unveiled the film's English language voice cast, with the addition to the return of the series' core cast, including Kyle Hebert as Gohan, Sean Schemmel as Goku, Chris Sabat as Piccolo, Robert McCollum as Goten, Monica Rial as Bulma, Sonny Strait as Krillin, Eric Vale as Trunks, Kara Edwards as Videl, and Jeannie Tirado as Pan. The film will also feature a number of newcomers. These fresh faces include Zach Aguilar, who, of course, voices Tanjiro Kamada, Demon Slayer, and Dr. Hato. Zach Aguilar is based more out of LA here. So. Alex Lee, who's the voice of Zenitsu Agatsuma in Demon Slayer, as Gamma 1. And so they're bringing in some of the LA voice actors as Hawks from My Hero Academia. As okay, Zeno may be more as um, Charles Martinet from who voices Mario of Mario series as Magenta, Jason Manoka, who's Coach Nambu in the Megalobox series, Carmine. Yeah. As per a synopsis provided by Crunchyroll, Dragon Ball Super Superhero centers on very same Red Ribbon Army that was, quote, once destroyed by in brackets the child age Son Goku, unquote. Now, years after their defeat, quote, individuals who carry on the spirit have created the ultimate androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, unquote. Quote, these two androids call themselves superheroes, unquote. The synopsis continues, quote, they start attacking Piccolo and Gohan. What is the new Red Ribbon Army's objective? In the face of the approaching danger, it is time to awaken superhero, unquote. Let's see. Directed by Tetsuo Tetsuro Kodama and featuring an original story, screenplay, and character design by Toriyama himself. Dragon Ball Superhero marks the 21st overall film in the franchise, and the second in the Super series, quote unquote. Premiering in Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump in 1984, Dragon Ball quickly grew into a top-ranked title throughout the initial 10.5-year publication run. Since then, the manga's popularity has only continued to grow, with the series having sold over 260 million copies and counting, in parentheses, of its various volumes worldwide. And it's, of course, spawned numerous spin-offs, including Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, of course. For fans in North America, the UK, and Ireland, tickets for Gohan's generational showdown with the Red Ribbon Army go on sale beginning July 22nd. Are you excited for the theatrical release of Dragon Ball? All right. Anyways, we're done with all that. All right, so let me check something here. No reply from RJ. All right, anyways, now that we're done with reading the articles, just some quick AEW news. Little update on Dynamite tonight, as I told you last night, of course, and a lot of stuff is preparing for Forbidden Door pay-per-view on the 26th here, a week from this Sunday. Got tonight at Road Rager. You have, of course, you have in another qualifying match for the four-way match for the All Atlantic title coming up at Fatal Four-Way, or at Forbidden Door rather. You have Ethan Page representing Men of the Year and Canada going up against Miro representing Bulgaria. Winner of that match will advance to the four-way match. We mentioned also last night that Chris Jericho will be taking on Ortiz in a hair versus hair match. Also, Wardlow will be involved in a 20-on-1 handicap match in which he'll have to fight off 20 security guards, according to Mark Sterling, because he ripped up a contract on national TV. Just another obstacle that the bad guys are trying to stick in Wardlow's path. Also, Tony Storm is going to be facing Dr. Britt Baker tonight as well on Dynamite, among other things. And of course, in other news, Jeff Hardy has of course been suspended from AEW following his arrest over the weekend. Even though there was some talk that Tony Khan wanted to have him fired, but cooler heads had apparently prevailed. Khan was very disappointed in Jeff. It's probably not one of those things that he needs right now. They're trying to be a major force against the WWE, and to have Jeff do this, it just doesn't make their company look all that good. Especially coming off of Jeff basically being released from the WWE for similar reasons. So, anyways, guys, I've had quite a day here. My computer's been going wacky. Did get a new one, so I'll be hopefully having a in the next couple of days here. With that, why don't we start to wrap things up by getting into this day in history? History! Anyways, here we go. Let's go ahead and get this all started here with the history and history. First off, we're going to go back to 1992, as on this date in 1992, American animator and writer for television, as well as the father of voice actor Scott Menville, who of course voices Robin in the Teen Titans series. Chuck Menville passed away on this date 30 years ago today at the age of 52. Um, so on this date in about 30 years ago today, Chuck Menville, American animator and writer for television, passed away at the age of 52. His credits would include, of course, Batman the Animated Series, Land of the Lost, Real Ghostbusters, Smurfs, Star Trek the Animated Series, and Tiny Toon Adventures. So he basically worked a lot with Filmation, and then, so yeah. And according to this, yeah, he passed away back 92. So it doesn't say how he died though. Anyways, with that, let's move on to the next piece in each history. As on this date in 1997, and I guess I'll pick this up a little bit here. WCW had its Great American Bash event from the mark of the Quad Cities in Moline, Illinois. The main event of the night saw Randy Savage defeat Diamond Dallas Page in a Falls Count Anywheres match. The Outsiders retained the WCW World Tag Team Championships over Ric Flair and Roddy Piper. Kevin Green defeated Steve McMichael in what was said to be a very good match, considering that you had two individuals who had very little experience at this point, particularly Green. Chris Benoit defeated Meng in a death match. In a title versus career match, Kira Hokuto defeated Medusa, thereby ending Medusa's career for the WCW World Tag Team title. So, or not the World Tag Team title, but the women's WCW Women's title. Sorry about that. So with that, there were a few other matches, of course, but those were probably the main ones right there. Show, of course, got started off with a cruiserweight match between Ultimo Dragon and Psychosis, in which Ultimo Dragon won. So there we go with that one, that piece in each history. And then now, the last piece in each history before we head out. On this date, 11 years ago today, in 2011, the 10th issue of DC Universe Online Legends went on sale on this date back in 2011. The story Facts, written by Marv Wolfman, penciled by Howard Porter, inked by John Lipsky. Wes Abbott did the lettering. Kerry Strachan did Kerry Strachan and Randy Mayer did the coloring. So on this date, 11 years ago today, the 10th issue of DC Universe Online Legends went on sale on this date. So with that, guys, I thank you all for being here tonight. I'm sorry that show was somewhat, you know, tanked a little bit due to just some of the technical issues. Hopefully, once I do get my new computer set up, things will get better. And I thank everybody for being here. And I thank everybody for all the likes and shares. Anyway, so with that, I thank everybody, and thank you, Rick, for sticking around. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.